Greetings.
What they say, cause I'm living rent free. La la la, nobody bring me down.
Greetings.
La la la, standing tall and proud. La la la, living life how I wanna. La la la, can't nobody tell me I can't. I got my crew with me, we're unstoppable. Making moves and achieving the impossible. Haters wanna hate, but we don't listen. We gonna keep doing what we do, keep winning. Life's too short to be living in fear. Gotta take chances and persevere. Don't let nobody hold you back, keep pushing forward. Stay on track, don't make me have to play back. I'm living rent free in your mind. I'm here to stay. Don't waste your time. You think you can evict me? Nah, I'm taking up space, cause guess what? I'm the star. Feeling good, everything's alright. I got my head high, and I'm the thought that you can't ignore. To leave your mind and set you free. I'm the rent free tenant. I'm the image that you can't ever replace. I'm the feeling that you can't resist. I'm the rent-free tenant that you can't dismiss. Now can I get a witness? I'm living rent-free in your mind. I'm living large, never confined. Got to think it all about me all the time. I'm the tenant, living rent-free in your mind. Feeling good, everything's alright. I got my head high, and I'm shining all bright like a light. Walking down the street, people looking at me, and I don't really care what they say, cause I'm living rent-free. I said I'm living rent free. I said I'm living rent free. And I don't care what they say, cause I'm living rent free.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Closet of Truth. Oh, well, listen, I'm glad you enjoy these lives, and I enjoy having all of you here. Hello from Puerto Rico, shout out. The reason that I decided to go live midday, I could be out here doing God knows what. Greetings, tea drinker. I could be out here doing God knows what. But, you know, I realize we must continue to fight the good fight, which is making sure the world knows. Oh, Gary, hello. Nice to see you. Making sure the world knows who this guy really is. Right. So I still have people on the right reaching out to me. Thank you, Maddie. Yes. And they're very dismissive of the audio tape. Now, I'm going to play it again because maybe you haven't heard it. Maybe that's what it is. They say they've heard it, but I don't think they've heard it. So I'm going to play it again, and we're going to do this together, Trump supporters. Okay, Nikki, yeah, get that good workout in and get an extra rep in for Zeus, okay? I'm going to play this with the Trump supporters so that I can make sure we are all on the same page about why this should be the only thing you are concerned about. I do not want to hear another recording of President Biden or Hunter Biden from 2016. Trump won 2016, right? Why are we still debating that? Let's talk about this tape. Some say Trump released it so that he could prove to the world this exonerates him. So you got to listen to it from that angle for my friends over here, the friends that agree with me. The ones that say, for those of you who've heard this and you're like, he's clearly guilty. I want you to keep in mind that on their side, they believe this actually exonerates Trump. And Trump actually put this up on his social media. So what we're going to do is take our time. I know it's 2 minutes long, but we might not just be able to hit play and listen. We got to go play by play to help you understand why this is not as you think it is. This is bad news for Donald Trump. So let's start it off here, ladies and gentlemen. The setting is he's somewhere outside of a skiff with classified documents, okay? They say it's out in New Jersey at his Bedminster place. Okay. So he has classified documents. Can I ask you all a question? Should Donald Trump have classified documents there? Should Donald Trump have classified documents there? You getting queasy? Okay. I'm going to open up the K just after I get through this. Does anyone out there, first of all, think Donald Trump should have been permitted to have those documents? Okay, so this is the beginning of why, and this is why I'm doing this in slow motion. And for those of you who already know the answer, I apologize for making you go through this. So, to the people who thinks that Donald Trump should have those classified documents, can you please explain why you believe he should? Oh, okay, there it is right there. Yes, because he was president and allowed to declassify. Secret Service on guard. Okay, now I'm going to ignore that Biden part. Okay, so I gotta slow you down. Okay, because this was in the summer of 2021 when he said this. So Eric, and I do believe you're being honest. Can you please explain who was the president in July of 2001, Eric? I mean, why do all the other presidents get to have them? Right. Okay. So this is where, for my friends that are on the left with me, this is where the big confusion begins. See, I haven't even hit play. I'm painting the picture of what the setting is, which is we have an ex-president. We have a person that is no longer the president pretending that he is the president still. Right? And what I want to get to the point is, unfortunately, you're wrong, Eric. Donald Trump was not the president at the time, number one. Number two, Eric, be honest. Do you think his staffers should have been allowed to, even if you say he declassified it, do you think his staffers should have had permission to see those documents, Eric? I don't agree with you, but I'm going to give you, perhaps, in some weird way, Trump was still president. Were those staffers and the folks in there that were writing that book, should they have been able to see those classified documents? Eric, are you there? Okay, I'm glad we don't have to agree, but I want to make sure. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Okay, so Eric, I want to make sure you understand. Even if he was president, those other people in the room with him should not have been allowed to look at those documents. So this is why I can't get into the President Biden and Mike Pence stuff, because this never happened. This never happened with them. Now, Eric, let's keep this in mind. We have somebody that's no longer the president with classified documents around, and there's people that are not authorized to see them. And listen to what he does in that setting and ask yourself, would you do it? Oh my God, that was nasty. Ask yourself, would you do this? Jesus Christ, look at that. They always want to make it a little harder to get this done, but I'm going to get it done. Don't you folks worry. Okay, here we go. Oh, there it is right there. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I have to reload it, folks. My apologies for the delay. Give me one quick second. Oh my God. Here we go. Oh my God. Here it is. Ew. Continue. Oh, there we go. Let's just click on the link and get it there, folks. Let's just click on the link and get it there. Excuse me for this commercial break. Here we go.
Bad, sick people.
That was your coup,
Not now. Come on.
against you.
Well, it started right at the
Like when
beginning.
Millie's talking about, we're going to try to accuse. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came out.
Right.
This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him.
Wow.
We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. Pages long.
Listen to this.
Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Do you hear these people laughing in the background? Do you hear this? These are people who shouldn't be looking at this. Imagine you are in that room. And I want you to keep in mind the consequences of all of this has turned into a federal government investigation that involves Jack Smith. Yeah, the one that he likes to say is deranged.
He's deranged.
Is Jack Smith really deranged, or is Jack Smith just doing his job to actually help protect the United States? Because this guy wasn't. So they're back there laughing. The alarm bells should be going off. What the heck is this maniac doing with these classified documents? And why is he showing them to us? Eric, are you still there? I want you to really understand why this is bad. I don't bring up Hunter Biden and President Biden. Okay, so they're laughing and giggling like some school kids on the playground about classified documents. And it continues.
Isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know.
This totally wins my case, you know. No, I don't know. What case are you referring to? This is the psychosis that I'm getting into. What case is he referring to? No one has any answers, huh? Trump supporters, you don't have any answers, huh? I'll tell you what. If anything, this is the beginning of this situation going in a dangerously bad direction. Okay? This is the beginning of it. Listen to him. Now, this next part, you might not hear it, but this is what Trump says. He says, except it is like highly confidential. So when you hear these folks over there saying, we don't know what those top secret documents had, we don't know if they were really this and that, you have Trump's own words saying they're highly confidential, which means he understands he shouldn't be doing this, but is doing it anyway.
Except it is like highly confidential. This is secret information.
Did you hear that? He said this is secret information. Look at this. You attack and you know he was talking about whatever that paperwork said. We suppose it was Iran. How much would Iran pay Donald Trump to have this information is the question. Okay. And then the staffer says, of course, Hillary would print that out all the time, you know. Listen to this.
Look at this. You attack and
Hillary would print that out all the time.
she sent it to Anthony Weiner.
Again, just nonchalant about America's classified information. Nonchalant. And they think this is funny. They think this is funny. This is not funny. This right here is the very reason why he's hearing voices like this.
Jack Smith.
Yeah, this is why Jack Smith is here.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
And they should have turned it to 136,000 if you ask me. 36 isn't enough in this case. He should be indicted and jailed immediately for doing this. Good afternoon, TJ. Okay? Listen to this.
The pervert.
They're laughing.
By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just saying, because we were talking about it. And he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? He's in Vegas.
He wanted to attack Iran. Good. Thank you, Brother Rick. He wanted to attack Iran. He's talking about General Milley. You hear this? This is crime being committed in front of you, in front of your very eyes. Use your ears to listen, your eyes to read it. Not one time have I heard him mention President Biden at all, or Hunter Biden. Not one time. So why are you talking about this all of a sudden? Don't bring Hunter Biden and President Biden up. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. And he flaunts it around. These papers is what he said. He didn't say these newspaper articles. He didn't say these socks of mine. You know, he likes to talk about Bill Clinton and the socks thing. And he only likes to bring it up when he finds it could benefit him. But he's openly sharing top secrets with these folks, ladies and gentlemen. And it gets worse.
This was done by the military, given to me.
Did you hear what he said? He said this was done by the military and given to me. How many of you out there, let me ask you all a serious question. I know a lot of you don't have any experience probably dealing with the Air Force or the Navy or the Army or any of these things. But how many of you out there would, in this situation, think it's acceptable for you to have access to classified information? How many of you think it's acceptable? How many of you think this is acceptable? If somebody said, here, take these classified documents, would you take it? Yes, if you are. No, well, listen. If you aren't the president, how about that? Or you're not allowed to have access, would you take these classified documents? See, I knew. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the fundamental divide. Yes, April. Yes, you can. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we are going to have to continue to really slow this down in real time to make sure folks understand why this is bad for Donald Trump and not good for him. So he says this was done by the military and given to him. Shame on the former president. Number one, he was not the president at this time. Number two, for him to take classified documents given to him by the United States military and for him to be aware of it and still do this, shame on him. And it gets worse.
I think we can probably, right?
I don't know, we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassified.
figure out
As president, I could have declassified.
Did you catch that part? So where's Eric at now? Where's Eric? Because earlier, Eric, you were saying he was president, right? And this is why I asked you at the very beginning of this live, Eric. I don't know if you're still there. What your understanding was, because what this illustrates is he's no longer the president by his own words. If I was president, right? If he was, then he says he could have declassified it. Which means he was not the president and the document was not declassified. All right? I know your mind is quick to try to flip it and turn it into the next greatest hit conspiracy, but cut it out. Cut it out. He was not the president by his own words, and he did not declassify it by his own words. So let's continue down this history lesson slash educational experience. Huh.
No, I can't, but this is
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so, look, here I have, and you probably.
Slow down. One, I'm still hearing laughter. What's so funny about this? Trump supporters? What can anyone tell me what's so funny about this situation? Greetings, Priscilla. Nice to see you. All right. He says, isn't that interesting? Really? Really? Not, perhaps I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. Let me take that back from you. No light bulb goes off in his mind. He's perfectly fine breaking the law. And then he says, it's so cool, right? It's so cool. Is this the person you want your children to look up to? This guy who thinks this is cool? I mean, it's so, look, her and I, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me. What a shame. And yet, I see these people. Even after all of this has came out, you wouldn't even believe what these folks are still saying. Hold up, I got something for you. These people, and this is why I decided, you know what, perhaps I do need to go live and address the audio tape. Because obviously, putting the videos up on TikTok isn't enough. Now I got to explain to you what got me in this chair right now, because it seems like some folks still don't get it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have testimony from a Trump supporter at one of Trump's events, and she says that she thinks he should win, but she's very concerned that the Democrats are going to steal it from him again. Is this what the Trump supporters think? They think the Democrats are going to steal the election. Listen to what she says. You can't make this stuff up, folks.
It's for me, I'm Trump only. That's it. I think he needs to come back and finish what he started. But I'm very, very concerned about the election being stolen again. And I don't know what we would do at that point. I don't think the American people can afford that.
So this is the consensus out there in Trump world. You're more concerned about the election that we know was never stolen. Oh, you said again. I'll play it again. Fine.
It's for me. It's for me, I'm Trump only. That's it. I think he needs to come back and finish what he started. But I'm very, very concerned about the election being stolen again. And I don't know what we would do at that point. I don't think the American people can afford that.
You hear that? So in her world, she thinks the election was stolen. But she didn't connect all of the dots about the stealing that was going on, okay? Because if she did, she would know who was really the one stealing things. And it wasn't the Democrats. It was Trump. That's why Jack Smith and Fani Willis are investigating them. That's why they're on the verge of getting indicted. Ma'am, have you heard this?
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Did you not remember that that was him on tape? That was another instance of him being caught committing crimes, which is translated into him getting investigated by these special prosecutors and these district attorneys? But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know this is probably very slow that I'm going through this audio, but I got to, because I want people to understand I had to do it. I thought they would get it by simply listening to the tape, but they don't. They're still so concerned about Hunter Biden. They're still concerned about Joe Biden. But they're not concerned about none of the stuff that matters, like this, the audio tape. So let's continue down this journey. Oh, wait a second. I'm on the wrong one. Let me get my, let me see, is this it right here? Here we go.
Almost didn't believe it, but now you believe it.
No, I believe it.
It's incredible, right?
No,
Hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
What? Let me make sure I heard that. Did I hear him say, bring some Cokes in? I know that ain't what I heard him say.
You believe it?
No, I believe it.
It's incredible, right?
No,
Hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
Wow. Did you hear him ask for some Cokes? I'm assuming he meant soda, the soda Coca-Cola, because but never mind. I do hear him doing a lot of that sniffing stuff, so you don't know what he was talking about. But, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We have Trump, front and center, on tape, admitting that he was not the president. See, you got to listen with your real ears. He was admitting he was not the real president, okay? He admitted that these documents were very highly classified, and he admitted that he didn't declassify them when he was president. All right? So, when you hear me, especially when I do my morning show, and for those of you who don't know me, if you're wondering why I deliver this message this direct and straight to the point, it is because I'm fully aware of how the MAGA works. I am a MAGA whisperer of sorts, and I understand how to get straight to them. There is no way to explain this off. Let me open up these boxes because I know there's some of you who may want to contribute to what I've been saying. Or some of you may want to push back on what I've been saying. There's no way to explain what he did other than saying he broke the law and he thought that because he was privileged of some sort, okay, he didn't think that he would ever have to worry about being held accountable because after all, he's Donald Trump, the former president. They would never indict or convict a former president, now would they? That's what he thought. And that's why he has and continues to remain as careless as he is, because he's never ever had to be held accountable. Okay? Joe Biden had nothing to do with this tape. Joe Biden had nothing to do with him getting impeached twice or indicted twice. This is all his own doing. You want to hear it again?
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Joe Biden
one more than we have.
Joe Biden had nothing to do with that. So Trump supporters, stop watching 2016 President Biden, Vice President Biden videos and sending them to all of us and acting like there's some sort of crime there. You know the rule and you created it. Without a docket number. If you don't got a docket number, we can't talk about it. Okay? And so far, the score is 71-0 Trump when it comes to indictments. Stay focused. All right. Time to hear from those of you. All right. Listen, I know this dose of truth, but somebody has to tell you. Good afternoon, April. How are you?
I'm good, but this is tiring. This is really, really tiring
Why?
because these people have the exact way of finding out truth and facts, just like we do,
Right.
but they refuse to go look at it. So
Mm.
I would like to address the people saying that he declassified them. Well,
Go ahead.
let's just take that at hand. He did declassify it, even though we heard him say he didn't. But let's just
Mm.
say he did. Let's go to the seventh line of the Presidential Act of 1978,
Oh.
where it states, it establishes the presidential records automatically transfer into the legal custody of the archivist as soon as the president leaves office. That means
Mm.
confidential, declassified,
Mm.
classified, it does not matter what it is. He
Mm.
had the documents, and it was
Mm.
his responsibility by line 4 of the Presidential Act requires that the president and his staff take all practical steps to file personal records separately from the
Wow.
presidential records. So
And what exactly is that you're reading again for the people in the back that may not have heard you?
that's the Presidential Records Act of 1978.
Did y'all hear that?
They keep bringing up presidential acts, so I read it to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, April. Thank you so much. And so now that we've addressed that, was Donald Trump president when this tape was recorded? Can you talk on that a little bit?
No, he was not. He was out of
Yes.
office. He was in a room with an editor, a publisher, and 2 staff members.
So that means that the Presidential Record Act doesn't apply to him then. He's not the president.
He's not the president.
Do y'all get this? I know this is like you're in Algebra 101 and we're talking about letters in math and it's getting tricky for you. I get it. Okay? But this logic you're on right now, it doesn't work. Okay? You have to pick something and stick to it. And at the end of the day, what you have done by sticking to Donald Trump is proved that you support and endorse a criminal. Leo, thank you. I'm glad that I gave you a headache today because that's what that means the truth is being shared. Okay, you keep it up. All right. What else do you got, April? What else is there going on out there?
It's just, I don't see this as a Republican or Democrat thing. Like I've said before, this is an American thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He betrayed our country.
absolutely.
He betrayed our military, and he's really unfit to have ever been in office. If this is the character he is,
Yeah,
he never should have been in office. And the
I
people
agree.
that keep supporting him,
Mm-hmm.
you are really delusional. And I, I'm sorry, but you're
Yeah.
delusional.
Do
Because
you think they're delusional or do you think they're willfully choosing to ignore facts? Or is that the same thing?
Oh, they're willfully ignoring. I really
Right.
do. And
Yeah,
well, some of them are delusional. You got the QAnoners and stuff,
yeah.
and they're really delusional. But I had a conversation on the post I made with someone we both know that used to come in a lot on my page,
Uh-oh.
and yeah, she was on there like 20 times.
Oh. Oh.
and saying that we don't look at the facts against Biden. And
Well,
I
we
said,
have.
as soon as there are some facts, as soon as we see something, we'll address it.
Yeah.
But we've
Yeah.
not seen anything. It's ridiculous. And they
Exactly.
just take everyone for their word.
Yeah. They take everyone for their word as long as it fits into their conspiracy theories and their narrative. And that's why I said, you know what? We have to slow it down, April, and you do these great lives. And we got to start going real slow when we cover things like this because they can't keep up, it seems, right?
They can go to their laptop, even on their phone, get off the live you're on and just look it up. If it actually says that in the Presidential Act, when someone's saying it to you. Just look it up. That's all it takes.
They say
And
that
we
not. You're
and,
right, April.
and the indictment.
Call them.
We can't even get them to read the indictment, and it's against their God.
Oh.
So why are they not concerned what they're charging him with?
Because they think Jack Smith has a weak case, like they think Alvin Bragg. They think all these cases are weak and are going to go away, right? Until they start to see the real law and order stuff start to happening.
But they're thinking that Biden, FBI, all these people, in cahoots, they're doing it to get rid of Trump. But actually, if people want to know, it was 24 fellow Americans that saw the evidence in Florida, a Republican state, and you can't tell me all 24 was Democrats.
No,
And
absolutely not.
24 Americans indicted this president after they saw the evidence. It was not the government. It was not Biden. It was not Congress. It was no one. It was
April.
24 American people.
Thank you. Thank you. You hear that? She didn't say 24 Russians. She said 24 Americans. That's right, April. Let them know.
Well, that's all. I mean, it gets aggravating because I kept seeing the Presidential Act. They don't even know what the Presidential Act says.
They don't. And we know you don't know what it is. Okay? Just like we know that you don't read your Bibles. Okay? We know it because we read the same information. We do the homework and the research. And if you do the research and the homework, you should show up to the table with the same information. And when you don't show up with the same information, it's crystal clear who's going to fail the test.
Yeah. It's just, I hope one day these people will really open their eyes. But I think they're too far gone just because they can't look at themselves in the mirror and say, I really fell for that.
Oh.
I really fell for all the stuff he done.
Oh, well, I have something for them. If they've lost themselves and they want to redeem themselves, there's a way you could find yourself, ladies and gentlemen. And it goes like this. Trump supporters, there's this thing you can do, okay? Go into a bathroom and dim the lights, okay? Turn the lights really dim. And I hear, if you spin around, and each time you spin around, you go,
Jack Smith.
and then you spin around again,
Jack Smith.
and then you spin around the third time and say,
Jack Smith.
the FBI will show up. Let's go.
Well, I'm not going to take up no more of your time. I know people want to come up and talk to you, but I just really I had to jump in here. I had to start cooking dinner because that just got to me, Zeus. It got to me.
Right. Well, I'm so sorry to cause you to have to stop cooking. Okay. But I try to have these kind of lives because, I know the work you do and the work others do. It matters out here. And, even though they're criticizing us, April, I do think that they appreciate you stopping what you were doing and coming in and reading them the Presidential Records Act. They do. Okay. So thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you for having me up. And you have a great evening, Zeus.
All right. You too. Are you going live later, by the way?
Yes, it'll just be a little bit later now since I'm late on dinner.
Uh-oh. All right, then. I might be able to slide through there, okay? Hopefully I don't spend too much time in this live so I can go and be in the audience, okay? Because, running these lives is a lot of work, right?
Ooh, it is. Have a
All
good
right.
one, Zeus.
All right, you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give April a round of applause. Hi, Faith. Hi, Faith. Nice to see you. Yeah, April, some people are asking what you're cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having this closet of truth moment because I don't want the Trump supporters to keep talking about Hunter Biden any longer or President Biden. So what? You got a screenshot of a text message. Let's be honest. We all have text messages. We've all sent some crazy text messages and said a lot of crazy stuff in there. Do not simply go off of the text message. So Get rid of that idea. Hunter Biden, no, there's no crime there. Next one. This 2016 conversation with the Vice President Biden talking. It was 2016. Let it go, okay? Because guess what? Trump won 2016. We're in 2023. Wow. We're in 2023, and y'all are still talking about Trump into Vice President Biden in 2016. I mean, seriously. And you go one step further and you start talking about the 94 crime bill. Like, seriously. You want to talk about something old, go and talk about Jim Jordan. How about that? And you know Jim Jordan needs to be talked about. Greetings, Toy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Long time no see. I hope you've been behaving out here.
Of course. Of course.
Awesome.
Of course.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So, obviously I'm holding this space right now because I'm noticing that none of our friends on the right, they don't seem to have the courage to talk about these tapes.
Yeah, because they know that Jack Smith has nailed Trump to the wall, to the cross, as it
Mm,
were. He is done
mm.
and dusted with these tapes. It's over. I mean, I've heard, for educational purposes, only TikTok, I've heard them say it is AI. They're grasping at straws. Them
Oh.
and the monster they created are trying to grab for every last bit of power that they could possibly attain, which is not much at this point, right? So
Right.
they're scrambling. They're afraid because Jack Smith is coming.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
contrary to what
Jack
they
Smith.
believe,
Let me.
he has a pretty strong case.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they keep saying that he's not an accomplished attorney, that he's lost this, that, and the other. We can all look up his record. 97% conviction, 97% conviction rate. That's not little or nothing.
You hear that,
You don't
Trump
have
supporters?
you don't have random lawyers trying cases at The Hague. That's not how, right?
Right. Thank you.
So
That's
he
I mean, that's exactly the information I wanted them to be aware of. Now, when it comes to this audio tape, what do you think about these staffers that were listening to Trump talk and laughing about it? What do you think about that?
I think that they're complicit and they're just as guilty as he is
Mm.
because they knew better and they know better and they could
Yeah.
have said something. And I don't know if that's how the tape got out or what. I don't know if they're going to get deals, but I think that they need to be slid the same type of football numbers that Trump should be facing
Yeah.
for what they've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. You're talking about the security of this country and the people in this country, but they're patriots, right?
Right. They
Patriots
call
don't move like
themselves
this.
patriots. Do you
Jack
think
Smith is a patriot.
Jack Smith is a patriot? Exactly.
He is the patriot.
Thank you. Listen. And so along those lines, we still have some that are saying that Trump should be the president again. Based on his conduct, do you think we could really trust Trump with our national security?
Absolutely not. And it's interesting how they said he should be president again while trying to maintain that he is still currently president.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
So
How is
it's
it
almost like they're
possible?
saying he can have 3 terms.
Exactly. So it's going into like the realm of schmictatorship, if you
Mm.
know what I mean.
Yeah. And so this is another eye-opening moment for my MAGA friends. You're starting to show patterns of folks who were loyal to one of the most dangerous men in history.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you need to cut it out, okay?
Obama got 3 terms. Are you people all right? Like the cognitive dissonance that has to be swirling around the hollow heads of you people is
Mm.
extraordinary.
Mm.
It's actually
Well,
terrifying, to be
I mean,
honest.
those are your words. Those are your words, but it definitely is concerning,
Yes, of course.
right?
I mean,
I mean, here we are, and this is the part that gets to me, right? They're laughing. He's showing them the documents, and he says, what did he say? He starts off saying these are sick people, right? And
Yes.
I'm going, who are these sick people? And then he says this one
Let me
part.
see that. I'll show you an example.
Hold on, right? Let
He
me see.
said that just came up.
Hold on, right
This is
here.
off the record. We looked at some sorts of stuff. You just want to look. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Just now, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know.
Right there. He says, this totally wins my case, you know. Can you elaborate? Do you know what he meant by that? What case was he talking about?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It very much is giving delusional.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're setting him up for like an insanity plea with this type of thing, because nothing is adding up with any of this, right? And the way that he's so nonchalantly having this conversation with these random staffers is troubling, right? To the point where at the end he's like, get us some Cokes. Like, what? This is not a barbecue. This is not a cookout. What are we talking? You're talking about secrets that, I don't know, 99% of the country, almost 100% of the country are not to be privy to. But you're speaking to some random people at your Bedminster residence who knows who these people are. I just don't know. And he knows he's being recorded as well. That's another thing that gets me. Like, to be that bold, you either have to be incredibly stupid or incredibly arrogant, or maybe a little bit of column A and a lot of column B. I don't know. Yeah.
So we're starting to get a more accurate understanding of this situation and why it's bad. Okay. So not only is he a bit delusional, but he shows glimmers of sanity, right? When he says things like, they are highly confidential. Doesn't that convey that he knew these documents should not be shared with these people? Doesn't that kind of
absolutely. That's what adds to his guilt. He says he knows that he shouldn't be showing them. He also says that he knows that he could have declassified them and he hasn't. So that's that on that. Like, he is giving Jack Smith this case on a platinum platter.
Ooh.
He's hand delivering this case to this man, everything that comes out of his mouth. And that's where the arrogance comes in. He thought that he thinks that he's untouchable, and he's gone through his life, specifically here in New York, acting like he's untouchable because he's gotten away with a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
So, the chickens are coming home to roost, or whatever the saying is, and it is his time, and we have had enough. And I'll be damned if he becomes the president of this country again.
Exactly. And I will be as well, because what we won't be doing, like we did last time, is sitting back and saying they'll eventually figure it out, right?
Exactly.
That's how Trump got in the White
and we
House.
can't be complacent, because these people are telling us, my husband is a Trumper, they're telling us that they will vote for him if he sell.
Yeah.
Do you see the level of problem that we have?
But so along those lines, they'll vote for Trump if he's in a jail cell. But at the same time, Biden is corrupt as hell. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
If it don't matter, why are you even worried about President Biden?
He shouldn't be a threat at all. Either he's Sleepy Joe or a mastermind, but he can't be both.
But
either he's hiding in his basement, right?
If you can vote for Trump while he's in jail, who are you to tell us we can't vote for Biden while he's in jail, hypothetically?
Exactly.
Wake up!
Maybe they'll be cellmates. Who knows? But I'm voting for Biden, and I guess they could vote for their Trump from a jail cell. It's probably going to be house arrest. Let's be honest. The optics of that on the world stage of having a former president in a jail cell is insanity, literally. So they're going to have to finesse something to not make it look as insane as we all know that it is here on the ground in America.
Facts.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to let someone else up and say their mind.
Fair enough.
Monopolize your time. Have a good day.
It's always nice to hear from you, Toy. All right, and you're welcome to chat anytime. Let's give Toy a round of applause. See, I hope they're learning as we have these conversations about how important it is to hold Donald Trump accountable. Because if you let him get away with it, you're gonna have to let President Biden get away with it as well. All right, and it's just that simple. All right. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good afternoon, Shay.
Hey. You know, that whole thing that he was doing, because Mark Milley said that he wanted to attack Iran.
Right.
Right. And so the problem with Trump is that when he feels someone betrayed him or lied on him or made fun of him or went against him or was disloyal or any of that,
right,
narcissism takes over his brain and he loses his shit, basically. Oh. Hey, I know.
I got that.
I know. But yeah, no, and so he couldn't take it. So he's literally showing staffers the private and very top secret
listen up
plans of invading Iran.
Wow.
I mean, I need y'all to listen to this, like what it was that he was showing. And if you think it was newspaper articles and magazine clippings, do you need to classify or declassify those things?
No.
No. So
why is he keep bringing up NARA and stuff and talking about they were declassified if it was just newspapers?
Exactly. Right there, he's caught in a lie. Just simply saying, what? I wasn't showing anything. It could have been newspaper articles and clippings, and it was all of that. When you listen to the audio, he says this is very top secret stuff. It's very,
highly confidential.
Highly confidential. It's classified. I could have declassified it, but I'm no longer president. So there's no way that it's obviously what he says, because he's like, look, take a look at this. Like, let me show you this. And this clears my case. This makes my case.
Yes. So the case that he was saying it cleared was the case that Milley designed those plans, or he. So he was upset because the word around town was he was the one that wanted to attack Iran.
Yes.
And he's trying to say, no, it wasn't me, Iran. It was Milley. Look at these plans.
You got it.
What a shame.
Yep. That's all it was. That's all it was. This is how fragile this man is. This is how egotistical he is, how narcissistic he is, how unstable he is. To think that you want to show staffers, look, I need you guys to see that it wasn't me that wanted to attack Iran. This was Milley. He brought all this strategy and
wow.
He did this, not me.
Wow. So he's turning on the United States government. Wow. Sir Puff, listen up.
No, come on, Puff. It makes sense.
Put your shirt on too. Here.
Like, I mean, you got to be. And I just wonder what Iran's thinking is right now.
Wow.
He just totally, first of all, there was a plan to attack us, whether it was his or Milley's, it doesn't matter. And the strategic maps and outlays of Iran's secret information and where their weaknesses are on display and could have been taken pictures of and memorized or passed around or made copies of. I mean, none of this is okay. None of this is okay.
None of it is okay.
It is.
Do you think perhaps this is all a witch hunt on? Do you think Jack Smith really is just going a little too hard on Trump for this, or do you think?
No, I think Jack Smith knows all this evidence and is like, this is serious. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is dangerous. I mean, he worked for The Hague, for freak's sake. I mean, this man is a danger to our society. So no, he knows a lot more than what was put in that indictment. And if you guys think that this is a made up AI, it's not. It's in the indictment. I've had to tell Trump supporters that because they refuse to read it. So no, this is
These are the
on.
same. These are the same folks that had time to read the Durham report, right?
Yeah, exactly. They could read the 300-page Durham
They,
report.
they know where Hunter Biden's laptop was inside of that Titanic submarine, right?
Right.
But when it comes to this information, I just can't. I just can't quite get the courage to do it, Zeus. I can't do it, Shay. It's just too much reading for me.
I hope that laptop was in the Titan because then it's all
Yeah.
little pieces everywhere.
You're more than welcome to go check out the debris field to find that laptop. Okay, the choice is yours. Okay, but take it from us. Hunter Biden's laptop wasn't in there. I know there's one of your conspiracies. Okay, I know it. Someone told me it.
That's hilarious. And it's like, look, it's a distraction. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, they really believe that, And yes, of course, the media does do some distractions here and there, but
Right.
I think we can, juggle and chew gum at the same time, people. I mean, I think we can look at what is going on with the ex-president on top of looking what possibly could have happened between, with Hunter Biden and what's going on in the war in Ukraine and,
Right.
and Russia's potential civil war. And there's a lot in the news, guys. And Roseanne Barr being this horrible person that she is. I mean, there's a lot of things in the news. Oh, did you hear about the Harper versus Moore decision that came out of the Supreme Court?
Which one is that?
That's the one where it was basically the legislative freedoms thing that Eastman put forth to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
It's basically going to let any state run their own elections and override any federal elections. This was a huge court case and the Supreme Court voted it down 6-3. So yeah, so we're safe. Our democracy is literally safe.
Let's give the Supreme Court, as much as I don't like them right now, let's give them a round of applause for protecting the rights of American voters.
Amazing. And it came out of, I think it was South Carolina. So basically that was an attempt from the red states that, again, we're trying to do election interference because it didn't like the fact that these states would not see or did not voted against Trump's election schemes, right?
Right.
So this was the state's way of saying if we have our Congress basically say that this election doesn't count, they could have overridden the 2024 election coming up. So this is huge.
Trying to steal elections again.
They're trying to influence it and they're trying to steal it. Now notice again, as I said this morning, they're the kings of projection. They're like, look over there. The Democrats are trying to steal the election. We weren't trying to make the states override federal elections. That wasn't Democrats. That's Republicans. Didn't like the way it went. Like Michigan going blue or Pennsylvania going blue or any of that, then they could say, well, because it's a Republican run house, they could have overridden that federal election. They could have overridden 2020. And so they were going at it to get the Supreme Court to try to do this. And they lost. Thank God they lost.
Good. That's great news. That's music to my ears, Shay. Okay.
It's huge. Yeah. It's thank God. I just feel like we might be saved after all. Trump.
Yeah, because we know that, we beat him at the ballot box in 2020, and we have no problem beating them at the ballot box again in 2024, Trump supporters.
Yep.
There's not going to be a red wave. Listen to what Shay's saying. Not as long as you keep putting up Donald Trump, this guy.
Yeah, no.
As long as you continue to think this guy should be president, we will do everything in our power. Thank you, Andy. We will do everything in our power to make sure the American people know the truth.
Absolutely. And this is exactly the thing. And I sit here and go, he lost by almost 8 million votes. He'll lose by over 10 million. I swear to God, if they put him up. I mean,
and we know what they did with Texas, right? We know what they did with Texas. You want to talk about election interference and stealing?
2.5 million votes, 2.5 out of Harris County were denied, basically.
Yeah.
there tonight. And that I told you guys that Texas was turning blue.
Yeah.
We are. We're
Yeah.
turning blue. We're going purple. We're going blue. And it's the truth. And so that's why it didn't make any sense what happened with Trump in 2020 or with Beto in 2022. It just didn't make sense. But now it does. And the guy has been impeached by his own Republican Party. So, you know, they are aware that Ken Paxton is a crook and did things wrong. So again, show me how the Democrats stole the election. And I guarantee you we can show you several ways the Republicans stole it and are trying to steal it for the future. And so, and thank God, Harper V. Moore, this is amazing. I mean, I'm just like, I feel like there is a God, you know?
Yeah. A lot of people in the comments, Shay, are saying they love you and thank you for telling the truth as always. This is what this is about, folks.
You're awesome. You're the best.
Yeah.
You know, I just hope that this is listen, good always outweighs evil. Sometimes we've got to go through some hard times to turn it around. As a historian, I can tell you that. I mean, you got to remember that 80 years ago we went through the Holocaust, and World War II. That, you know, this world was in a really bad shape. There's been a lot of bad stuff that has gone through the world, but we have risen above it. We are the phoenix. We rise out of the ashes. And
exactly.
we'll do this. And it's a wake-up call. Guys, we went to sleep in 2016. Democrats, we handed Trump that election, and you have to know that. And we didn't weren't crazy.
Because Obama did such a great job, right? We got comfortable, and we allowed Donald Trump to creep in the back door. It was like letting a wolf into the hen house, if you ask me.
Oh, 100%. That's exactly what happened. And I think a lot of people thought maybe an outsider would make a change or make a difference. And in the end of the day, we realized that if you're going to pick an outsider, he at least needs to know how to do the job. I mean, Trump is completely unqualified to do the job. And you voted for him over a woman that was highly qualified to do the job.
Hillary Clinton was, yeah.
She was highly qualified. She knew everything about it. She was a senator. She was a secretary of state. She was first lady. She knew what the White House, she knew the job.
Yeah.
And just really sad as we experience what Biden is doing and how much legislation he can pass and how he can handle things is so much different than what Trump was. It was just constant chaos. I think you guys just ignored all the chaos that existed for 4 years.
Check your facts. Why are you saying Hillary was crooked? Do you know what the definition of crooked is? Especially after we've just spent over an hour going over Donald Trump on tape. Still classified documents. That's crooked.
Hillary used a private server. So did Colin Powell. So did several secretaries of state. What Hillary did was nothing different than any other Secretary of State, people. And this is the thing, but you won't listen to any reasoning. And she was investigated and called on the carpet and lost the election, all due to that. So it's time for you guys to understand that she paid the price for doing what she did. And you know what? Donald Trump should too. Bottom line, y'all want fair is fair.
Yeah. Yep. And she got investigated, and not one time did we hear her crying out that the prosecutor was deranged or thugs or Hillary haters. Not one time.
Or weaponized against her, that Obama's, weaponizing the DOJ against her.
Right.
Because he's jealous that she tried to run against him in 20s, all this stuff. It's like, it's so silly. It's just so, so. And I mean, of course she wasn't happy with James Comey. She was very upset. The fact he said, we're going to investigate her a couple of weeks before the election. That cost her the election, you know? And so, no, she wasn't happy with him. She thought that was above his curfew because because no other head of the FBI has ever done that before, where they've kind of stuck their feet into it and done an announcement to the public. Right. I mean, nobody's ever done that before. So, and that's the thing is well,
they still think Hillary Clinton is crooked.
I know they do, with no facts, no evidence. I know y'all think she probably killed a bunch of people, and you call her Hillary.
Oh God! Oh God!
I mean, y'all are so ridiculous. You really are.
She's a
grandmother, for goodness sake. She's not.
They are. Now listen, Jay. I'm going to bring up our next call.
Yay! Okay. Thank you,
but
guys.
I appreciate
You're
you.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Shay a round of applause for
Have
getting
a
in
wonderful
the.
day, everybody. Bye.
All right, you too. All right, let's bring up. Now this guy right here, he likes to walk around on TikTok with his shirt off, screaming Trump 2024. I thought Sir Puff was going to join the box. I'm sending him a request because he was there. But if he doesn't want to do it, I understand. Okay, but I'm just doing it to show I'm a fair person. I'm willing to hear on both sides. All right. But if not, all right, you could go ahead and cancel that request, Sir Puff, and let's bring up our next guest. That dude, greetings.
Hey, Zeus, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, and you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm kind of following on Shay's tales. I'm doing the happy dance
Oh,
over the Harper v. Moore decision.
oh, okay, great.
Yeah,
Let's give him a round of applause. Good news, right? Good news for voters.
exactly. I mean, it's about time, and I got to tell you, I'm a little bit whiplashed about the Supreme Court right now
Why?
because I mean, we know that it's a strongly conservative 6-3 court. So to see that conservative court ruled 6-3 on this was a little bit amazing to me, honestly.
Mm,
And I mean, on the one hand, they'll vote to preserve the Indian Child Welfare Act, which is a great thing, but then they vote against water rights for Navajos. I don't get that.
got it.
It's
So they
their
go back and forth a lot, and it's
exactly
stressful.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching a ping pong match.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, my hope is they get it right. And it just seems like lately they've struggled to do just that.
So I have an interesting thought I want to run by you. What do
Oh,
so I noticed that there have been several rulings that they have ruled on in the favor of the left side. Let's just say that, frankly, were a little surprising,
really?
or like, for instance, the Harper Moore one.
Right.
Do you think that they are trying to kind of maybe play straight and narrow a little bit because of all of the scrutiny that they're going under for ethics right now? Like
Oh,
maybe we
mm,
better, kind of clean up our
start.
act a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to, relieve some of the pressure that's building up because we know who's funding what they do.
Exactly. What do you think of that?
It's greetings, tea drinker. Well, I don't have any concrete proof, right?
Right. No, I don't either.
And so I get, maybe if I were to be, by myself and I was, talking to myself, perhaps I would say, I could see that happening. But I got to be real cautious, though, when I'm out here on these TikTok streets doing that, because I
Right.
think that when I do, it gives our friends on the right permission to do the same thing. And their imaginations tend to get the best of them. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair. That's a fair point. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I buy that.
Yeah.
It is just purely speculation on my point, and
Right.
I'll freely admit that.
Right, but there to me, I could see the connection. Put it that way, right?
Yeah. So
Because they are under a lot of pressure, especially with all of this credible information coming about in terms of how the Republican Party is buying them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all right there, and I just saw a really interesting TikTok somebody had put up about talking about Trump and corruption, and the difference between him and Biden and everything. And so it was a story about the fact that when Ivanka Trump, or when Donald Trump was in office, Ivanka Trump got a whole bunch of Chinese trademarks, and
Right.
immediately after that, Donald Trump vowed that he was going to save ZTE, that Chinese cell phone company.
Ain't that the? Wait a minute. Aren't they the ones involved in the text messages with Hunter Biden?
I don't know about that, but
Or is that a different company?
it could be a different company. But
Okay.
this is a direct connection. But here's the thing: some of those ZTE executives were just seen on the 23rd coming out of the Cuban like
Right.
headquarters and everything.
Right.
So interesting
And,
coincidence
and
there, huh?
my sources say that those folks that are part of that they got access because of a favor Donald Trump did.
Exactly.
So we once again have linked Trump to China.
Exactly. And not the Bidens.
You hear that,
Interesting,
Trump
huh?
supporters?
Yeah.
You hear that?
And if I can for just 1 second, I know T's down here in the comments. T, I
Uh,
don't know what happened to your live buddy. I was on there talking to Brandy, and all of a sudden it ended. So I hope I didn't do anything wrong.
oh, okay. I really hate when that happens.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people don't understand the value that
yeah.
TikTok brings to a lot of people. I'm sorry, Tea Drinker. I didn't know that happened to you, champ.
But yeah, so I was watching this TikTok that this
Oh,
lady put up, and she was saying basically, okay, so if you want to take this story and replace Ivanka Trump with Hunter Biden, then they would be freaking out. And
yeah.
if you want to release Trump from here and put in Biden, they would be freaking out. So it's very interesting. If you want, I can try to find the link and I can forward that TikTok to you so you can see it.
Yeah. Let me make sure we're following each other. Okay. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
send that link to me, champ. I definitely need to. I like to keep up with the latest and greatest information. I know a lot of people out there. Thank you, Troy. A lot of people out there. They don't like hearing about these classified documents and these audio tapes. They would rather hear about Hunter Biden, right? But
Yeah.
but what I do is I listen to the stuff they share about Hunter Biden because I want to meet them where they're at, but then at the same time, I'm going to bring this heavy hammer of truth, which is oozing.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Make sure they are held accountable.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested to see whether or not Jack Smith winds up indicting Trump in New Jersey over this document that is on the tape. And the reason I say that is when you read the indictment that's in Florida, it doesn't say anything about dissemination. It's all
Mm-mm.
about possession of documents
Oh.
and obstruction of justice. It doesn't say anything about disseminating information.
Mm.
That's what this charge would be. And
Mm.
it would also give him a kind of vest pocket uh, indictment that he can keep just in case something doesn't go work out with this one, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Well, I did hear that as well, but I don't know. I don't think Jack Smith needs to do that. I think this case is going to be a slam dunk. I think the judge is going to
I
try to
agree.
put a couple of roadblocks up to try to slow him down. But when you got the smoking gun evidence, which is this audio tape, I don't see how a jury can go back and deliberate and say they didn't hear anything that was on tape.
Not an honest jury. No,
Yeah.
somebody
Oh,
somebody would have to be compromised or bought off.
yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's not, and that's not going to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that dude. I appreciate you, brother. All right.
Absolutely, always a pleasure, and I climb in and watch for every once in a while.
Okay.
You have a good time, and I'll see you in the future.
All right. You
Thanks,
as well, ladies and
thanks for your
gentlemen.
time.
Yes. Thank you as well, champion.
Sure. Bye bye.
Jack has a lot more than a tape. Oh, I agree. I completely agree. All right. Oh my goodness. Let's get some more of our fan favorites going on. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Takisha. What is going on?
What's up, Zay?
Ah, another day in the kingdom, in the closet of truth. I had to slow it down. Okay, this tape with Trump talking with those classified documents because I'm realizing some folks, it happened so fast they don't really understand why this is bad. Okay, can you help break it down to these folks out here why Trump on this tape is bad news?
Well, because number one, he keeps lying and saying that he declassified his documents, which I don't know when they became his because I thought they belonged to the United States government. But the fact that he said he declassified them, and then on this tape he's saying they're not declassified. I could have declassified, but I did not declassify, and now I can't declassify. Slam dunk for Jackson. I'm about to give him a Kobe Bryant jersey and let him go get the ball and dunk on the Lakers floor.
Hey! Let's do it!
Listen, I'm about to call him Kobe Bryant. Because he finna get a championship in this case. But listen, Zeus, it don't matter what we say. These people are not gonna turn on Trump. Even after he pull it out, zip his pants up, and walk away, they gonna still be bent over looking back for Trump.
Wow! Oh, you don't think so?
Zeus.
Thank you for that subscription. Yes. Listen, you're slaying me over here. Where you get this content?
Zeus.
Yes.
These people, I've never seen people so faithful to a man. These people are more faithful to him than he was to any of his wives.
Woo! Hey, when you're right, you're right. I mean, wow.
They don't find it strange that families are breaking up because some people are for Trump and some are not. This has never happened in the history of this country.
Wow.
Do they not find it strange that their minds are so fixated on this dyed hair man?
This guy, don't he look sexy?
If Trump is sexy, give me Ronchi. Zeus, Trump couldn't lead me if I was handcuffed to him and blindfolded. I would try to go the other way. The man looks a mess.
He looks a mess?
Let me tell you, Zeus, if I had a man look like Trump during our intimate time, I have to ask him, can you, listen, close all the curtains, turn off all the lights, wait till midnight. If it's about alarm clock by the bed, throw a t-shirt over the alarm clock so the red light won't even show. I don't want to see him at all, Zeus. Take my memory of what you look like away.
Oh my God. Oh,
he looks a mess.
There's so many people that say he looked good to them. What do you think they seeing in him?
Listen. They're lying.
Oh.
There ain't nothing looking good about Trump. Not even his unlimited supply of Depends to a old person. Now stop it. What look good about that?
I can't. Yeah, you asking the wrong one. I can't give you a solid answer. Okay, I see crazy in his eyes, so I'm going the opposite direction.
Listen, the suntan man looks a mess.
Oh Lord,
he looks a mess.
Oh Lord,
I'm telling you.
So why do you think? Why do you think he does stuff that he does? Do you think he does this to get people to hang out with him, perhaps because he's so ugly?
Listen.
I'm just saying, I mean, he had those documents, those classified documents. These folks are in the room laughing with him. And I'm thinking, what's keeping them there?
He wants to be liked.
Oh.
Because he want to be liked by women because he know that he's wearing a Band-Aid for underwear because they say it's so small he doesn't need drawers.
Oh!
So he can just wear a Band-Aid.
And so then, wait a second. He doing this to get girls, to get women?
Listen, he doing all he can to get whatever. He want to be impressive to people. He want people to love him. He want people to think he's this very important person, and he's not. It's really. Let me tell you, I used to feel really sorry for Trump because I felt like the people that were around him was doing him a disservice because they were not calling him out for his wrongdoing. They were always enabling him. So I used to feel sorry for him because what I saw was an adult child wanting to be a man.
Oh, right.
But he hadn't made it there yet. And maybe if he had some people around him that gave him accountability, he may be a better person today.
Right, like his supporters, right? Really, if they loved him, they should tell Trump the truth.
They should tell him the truth, but see, if they tell him the truth, then he'll get rid of them, and then they gonna feel like they failed because they really want to be in his circle. They think that when he waves on TV at the people in the stands and stuff, they think he's waving at them from home.
They don't think that, do
They're
they?
sitting on the couch and they're saying, "Look, he waved at us."
Oh, wow.
And the man ain't nowhere near them. They're in a delusion land. They're in a delusion. The men who cry have turned MAGA into have turned it into men or girls again. With all the crying.
He said men or girls again.
I mean, Lindsey Graham cried more than my grandbaby baby doll. And her doll is called a crybaby. These men that's crying over this grown man is getting ridiculous.
Woo! They paint their trucks. They paint their trucks and they put MAGA all over it. They put on the MAGA gear.
Let me say something about that.
Oh, talk to them.
The women that go with these men that keep round here, Trump on your chest, Trump on your truck, but got single on your Facebook page. Whereas that in a relationship, your name don't even go there. But he can represent Trump on his truck and his chest. You need to let him go. Let him go, baby.
You got me.
Let him go, because Trump more important than you, baby. Trump more important than you.
Oh, Lord.
It's ridiculous.
My. Listen, I don't even know how to make this make sense at this point.
I'm just saying, Zeus, they out here shedding more tears than a snake shed their skin.
Woo!
When the day come, when he get arrested, Kleenex stock going up 100%. But I don't want them to get that Scott tissue. It ain't strong enough, because last time I used it, I had to go to the police station because I felt like I was molesting myself.
Lord,
don't get the tissue. Get the Kleenex.
Well, listen. Can they come out of this nasty delusion that they found themselves in? Because I would hate for them to go another day in this delusion. Look at what it's doing. It's tearing them apart from their families, their friends. They got them out here looking a hot mess. Can they get out of it?
What did I tell you when I first came on? He can pull out of them, zip his pants up, walk away, and they gonna still be bending over waiting for him to come back. There's no way to get out of it. They locked in. He got more grip on them than a grip for the handlebars, so people won't steal your car.
Oh, Lord.
He got a vice grip on them. They ain't going nowhere.
A vice grip.
They ain't going nowhere.
You know how strong them vice grips are? I'm just saying.
That's the hole he got on them.
Anybody that use vice grips, y'all know once them things lock, it's a done deal. Wow.
I'm trying to tell you now.
Listen, I don't really know what else is there left to say. I think he didn't mop the floor with this guy. Anybody that's supporting Trump right now, I'd be embarrassed to say I'm a Trump supporter.
Just call me Mop and Glow.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh
Zeus, I
my
just
goodness.
like to come on here and make you laugh.
Yeah. You make it. You're making me laugh. Listen, I don't know where you come up with this stuff, but what I do look forward to though is after these lives, I go back and I look at and I listen to kind of like how things unfolded, and I'm like, yeah, that did make my day when you got in here and said that. Okay, and you do it all the time. I don't know how you do it, but keep up the good work, okay? Oh
I
my
will,
God.
man. I will.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, and it sounds like you're back 100 and actually 1,010%. It
Listen,
sounds like,
I'm
huh?
feeling much better. Much
All right.
better.
All right. Oh, and we need you to feel just that way because I think, while we're laughing and what you're saying is so funny, there is that truth in there that I believe we all realize is true. And I think it's starting to set in, especially with the Trump supporters.
Listen, Zeus.
Hmm.
I can't wait till the house some liberal tomorrow because I had 2 people to come for me after I got off.
Oh, really?
Listen, let me tell you something. It's finna be epic.
Oh,
They
you got something?
Oh, baby, they won't come for me no more.
Oh, Lord.
I'm
Oh,
ready for. I'm
tell him to go live.
I'm stalking tomorrow. I'm stalking tomorrow like Trump be stalking them women in dressing rooms. I'm stalking them.
It sounds like it's gonna be one lit live tomorrow.
He gonna have to turn the light on. It's gonna be so lit, man.
Oh my gosh! Listen, you didn't got me this afternoon. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, that was some straight comedy right there, but it was true at the same time, and I must thank you for doing that. Okay, Trump supporters, listen up.
You're so very welcome, Zeus.
All right, well, have a great rest of your day, okay, and try to be safe out there, okay. I see why they're looking for you.
All right, Zeus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Takesha a round of applause. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Zeus does need to get up out of here, okay? Because, we all can't live on TikTok all day, but I will be back tomorrow. 6:30 a.m. Bright and early, all right? And so in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and end the live on a high note. Go ahead. Should we play our Deja Vu song one more time? Let's do it. Have a great rest of your day.
I feel like it's stuck in cycle.
Wow.
It's like I'm stuck. It's like a curse. Yeah, and I can't escape it. It's like
Good job, everyone.
It's deja vu when I'm running up the grass. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. Yeah, it's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage, the tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room, screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you rich and famous. And I will really turn into a maniac. Yeah, I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. Yeah, I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And the thing is my ex, they left me. They don't give me calls if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it.
Let's go.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Yeah, call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu, over and over. It's like deja vu. Feeling like a soldier. It's like deja vu. I thought I told you. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's return of the man, they say I'm off the rails. I can't wait for you, I get it for myself. So many places to be, I got plenty. Act like you've been here before. how I keep on getting checks. This money keep on falling like it's dominoes. Special delivery, and I got a lot of blow. Feeling like I've been here before. Deja vu is hitting me to the core. Memories flashing back once more. I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor. Yeah, it's deja vu. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm stuck in time. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's deja vu, I can't escape this rhyme. It's deja vu, it's a never-ending climb. It's deja vu when I'm writing up these raps. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
He's deranged. Check step. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36